All right, let's talk about something that can feel, well, a little heavy sometimes. Personal safety. But here's the thing. Our goal today isn't to make you anxious. Not at all. We're going to flip that script. We're going to take that feeling of uncertainty and turn it into a clear, empowering, actionable plan for building your very own personal safety shield.
So let's start with this quote from Tracker SA. It really gets to the heart of the matter. This isn't about being paranoid or living in fear. It's just about being realistic. Being prepared is a practical skill for the world we live in. It's about building up your resilience so that when, not if, something happens, you're not caught off guard. You're ready.
So here's how we're going to break it down, layer by layer. Think of it like building a pyramid. We'll start at the very bottom with the foundation, your mindset. Then we'll move up to preparation, what to do in a crisis, and finally the crucial steps to take in the aftermath. It's a simple roadmap, really, to building that shield we talked about. All right, let's dive into our foundation. This is the base of the whole pyramid. Because before you buy a single piece of gear or learn a single self-defense move, you've got to build up your internal toolkit. These are the skills you can practice every single day, and honestly, they're your most powerful assets. Okay, so the absolute cornerstone of all of this, the skill that every single source brings up, is situational awareness. And no, this doesn't mean being paranoid. It just means being present. It's about getting into the habit of noticing your surroundings. When you walk into a room, where are the exits? Who's around you? It's really as simple as looking up from your phone and just paying attention. It is your single best defense. And this ties right into something fascinating, that gut feeling. You know the one. It's not some kind of magic sixth sense. It's actually your biology at work. Your subconscious is picking up on thousands of tiny signals, body language, sounds, things that just feel out of place, that your conscious mind might miss. It's a survival instinct. So the advice from everyone is universal and simple. Trust it, always.
And you know, that mindset, it shows up in how you carry yourself. Your body language can literally be the difference between being seen as a target or being completely overlooked. Predators, as Fight Camp points out, are looking for an easy mark. So on the left, you see someone who's distracted, head down, maybe seems a bit lost, vulnerable. But on the right, that person is projecting confidence, head up, alert, walking with purpose. Just by changing your posture, you change the entire signal you're sending out. You can actually deter a threat without saying a single word.
Okay, let's move up to the next layer of our pyramid. Now that we've got the mindset down, we can talk about the real, tangible things you can do before an emergency ever happens. This is all about being proactive. Now, Ready.gov recommends every home has a basic disaster kit. But it's more than just a checklist. I mean, think about it. What if the power goes out for 3 days? Sure, you need water and food. But what about a hand crank radio to get news when your phone is dead? Or a whistle? A whistle is way louder and carries much further than shouting for help. And the real key here is to have a grab-and-go version for your car and your work. Because let's face it, emergencies don't wait for you to be at home. So, having a kit is absolutely crucial. But that begs the question, right? Is that really all there is to it? What about preparing your most important asset of all, yourself? Is a physical kit ever truly enough? And that leads us to this powerful quote from MMA fighter Shawnee Smash. It really gets to the point. Your physical fitness is a huge part of your personal safety. I mean, think about it. In a real crisis, could you run to safety? Could you physically defend yourself even for a short time? Your endurance, your strength, they can be the deciding factor when it really counts. And beyond the physical stuff, there's mental preparation. This is what Tracker SA calls mental rehearsal. It's basically a fire drill, but for your mind. You think through possible scenarios before they happen. What would you do if X happened at home or in your car? By running through it in your head, you're programming your brain to act decisively under stress instead of just freezing up. All right, we're moving up again. Now we're at the response phase of the pyramid. This is about what you do when you're actually in the middle of a crisis, whether it's a tense argument that's about to boil over or, a direct physical threat. A lot of the time, the best way to win a fight is to just not have one in the first place. These de-escalation tips from the Crisis Prevention Institute are so powerful because they're really about managing your own response to influence the other person's. Like this one. Focus on feelings, not just facts. By showing you hear their frustration, you can bring the temperature down. Or allow silence. It feels awkward, but it gives them a second to think instead of just reacting. It's a game changer.
Now, for the most extreme, terrifying situations, there is an official protocol. Run, hide, fight. This is your absolute last resort, a clear, tiered response for an unthinkable event. First, if you have a clear path, run. Leave everything behind, just get out. If you can't run, hide. Get out of sight, lock doors, barricade yourself in, and silence your phone. And only if your life is in immediate danger, fight. Act with aggression. Use whatever you can as a weapon to disrupt the attack.
And that brings us to the very top of our pyramid, the aftermath. What you do in the moments and hours right after an incident is absolutely critical, not just for your own recovery and safety, but for making sure justice can be served.
Okay, this is so important, because what you do right after an incident really depends on whether you were a victim or a witness. For a victim, priority one is safety and preserving evidence. Get to a safe place, call for help, and this is huge. Do not shower or change your clothes. For a witness, your job is to be a good observer without putting yourself in harm's way. Don't intervene physically. Instead, record every detail you can, descriptions, license plates, times, and call for help. And never ever assume someone else already has. Your report could be the one that makes all the difference.
So we've gone from the bottom of the pyramid all the way to the top, from mindset and preparation to response and recovery. And it all boils down to this one incredibly empowering idea. We can't always control what happens out there in the world, but we can 100% control how we prepare for it and how we choose to respond. So the real question isn't about the world, it's about you. Are you ready to take that control?